Hello everyone, and welcome back to another NASCAR Racing 2003 live stream. How is everyone doing today? Thank you very much for joining in. As you can tell by the title of today's video, I'm going to be attempting to recreate the 2018 Food City 500 highlights while I watch the race live with you guys. Unfortunately, we are under a rain delay right now. For those of you who know, the race got postponed from yesterday. We are on lap 204, I believe. There's 296 laps to go. There was a wreck on lap 3 that took out Michael Mcdowell. Elliott was involved, and then Blaney dominated most of stage 1. Led about 100 laps until he was caught up in a wreck where Trevor Bayne basically started a big wreck involving about a half dozen cars. Kyle Larson took the lead from there, or I believe Keselowski won stage 1, then Kyle Larson is in the lead now. So that is where we are. Unfortunately, they are still under rain delay when I thought the race was going to be going. Apparently there's some more scattered sprinkling going on there, but it's nothing apparently terrible since they're still staying. Some of them are still staying in the cars. So, at the very least, what I can do in the meantime until they get started again is try to recreate the two main incidents from yesterday. I believe Stenhouse spun as well, but that one wasn't as important. So, thank you everyone for joining. Right off the bat, if you guys could please hit the like button and subscribe, I would really appreciate it if you haven't yet. While you are doing that, for those of you interested, if you'd like to go follow me over on Twitch, I'm streaming there as we speak. I'm also on Facebook and Twitter if you're interested in following me on social media. Last but not least, if you'd like to help support this channel and get some cool rewards in return, please go check out my Patreon page if you'd like to be so kind. Thank you so much to Ryan Fitzy, Tommy Joyce, and Jay Barker for your support on there. I really appreciate it, guys. Whether you want a guaranteed shout-out every single video on the description, or me saying your name, or in the wait screen, if you want early access viewing to my reenactments, if you want a live stream of your choice done every month ASAP, or if you want a Cody H Gaming sticker sent to you with a handwritten thank you note, if you're interested in any one of those rewards, feel free to go check out my Patreon account if you're interested in helping support this channel. I would really appreciate it. All right, now I'm done whoring myself out. Let's get into some reenacting of yesterday's highlights. Yesterday evening, or the evening before yesterday, I could not sleep whatsoever. I was basically up to like 6, and then finally I fell asleep at like 7 or 8 yesterday morning. So that means I basically slept through the entire part of the race yesterday. So on that note, it's a good thing it got delayed to today. So I'm actually up to see it. Then now I'm up to see it. It gets rained out more. Meanwhile, we got a good 6 inches of snow outside, and we're 2 weeks away from May. What the hell is going on in the world? I might have to go throw my contacts at some point. So just a heads up for you guys, and aware of my stream schedule for the rest of the week. I'm supposed to be streaming later tonight at around 5:30, about 5.5 hours from now, doing the Clint Boyer spin from 2013 Richmond race. However, depending on how long this goes and what happens all with the rain delays, I might either push that one more back tonight or just push it till tomorrow. I will try to give you guys a heads up. Suarez and Logano are shooting the shit, hanging out, waiting for the rain to go away. Alright, so first off, my race I did on Saturday kind of predicted the big wreck that happened on lap 3. So I believe I had a wreck happen on lap 3 in the race I did on Saturday. So we're going to switch to Michael McDowell's paint scheme. I'm going to get a quick little refresher of the wreck to see what happened, and then try to recreate that while we wait to go green. Great. You know, they're doing You know they're screwed and panicking knowing that there's going to be a long rain delay when they're doing segments about various drivers and motorhomes. Oh, I don't think that's what this is about. I wasn't paying attention. I just heard the word motorhome. Alright, so we got Michael Mcdowell. I just forgot to change the name. No, A before E in Michael. Right? Yeah. Alright, Mcdowell. Alright, for copyright reasons, I obviously can't show the race footage, or I won't be streaming the race itself, but I will try to do the next best thing, and once the race gets started, I will try to give you the best color commentary I possibly can. Bristol. So you guys know what's going on in the meantime. Alright, I just want to see this Michael Mcdowell wreck. Alright, I just want to see a replay. Alright, coming out of 4. McDowell spins in front of Elliott. He almost hits Jones. Byron gets by. Is that it? Just Elliott and... Oh. Oh yeah. Truex comes slamming in. Jeez. Suarez was sliding through, getting through that. Yeah. Having it rain on and off is going to make the track slick. Alright, so that is what I am going for. Spinning out of turn 1. Or turn 4, excuse me. Trying to take out Elliott. Or at least hit him. And possibly get a couple other cars involved. Hopefully a Toyota that I can switch in Truex's paint scheme with. Bristol 2014. Alrighty. Let's try this. I suppose I could get some shout-outs in now that everything's going pretty slowly. Your creepy uncle, what's up? Skullman 2012, joking with Tenno, Rye Guy 48, Rena Naviria, Dominic Scalise, Mike Joy. Who else is here? Cody is a baller. Indeed he is. Lowe's 48 fan. Justin Plays. Bruno Games. Eli Bright. Sirens of North Iowa. T. Bane fan. 6 fan. Oh, you're going to be getting a lot of hate in this stream today. Sayer Bear. A. Jones. And that is... Harley Bardo, Weather Kid 51, TNT Productions. Alright, yeah, we need to make it cloudy first of all. Forgot about that. There we go. Turn the temperature up a little bit. Well, it has been pretty cool, so make it cloudy, make the track a little cooler. It's going to be nice and slick. Alright, here we go. Gonna get up to the middle of the field.
Drivers, start your engine!
Up in front of Elliott, if he's
Stay behind,
hopefully in the middle of the field.
On the inside line.
Come on, Elliott, where are you? Yes, I'm a little bit farther up in the pack than I believe Mcdowell was at the time. I was just trying to get in front of Elliott, and we're going to go into the pit wall. Ouch. That was a hell of an attempt. What the hell brought out the caution before we even got started with the race? Jet Meme Sam, Joey Logano 22 fan. How's it going, guys? I believe there's a wreck behind me. Then I spun out in the turn because the track is so damn slick, and then boom. That was a great attempt. We didn't necessarily get too much snow. We got like 6 or 7 inches, but it's just so damn heavy. Because it's just back and forth between snow and sleet. It's just the heaviest snow I've ever shoveled. What brought out the caution before we even got started? Oh, I guess I see smoke. The grip strip. Alright, McMurray's taken out before he even crosses the start-finish line. Same with Kyle Larson. Alright, let's try that again.
Drivers, start your engines!
I guess I can just spin in front of any old Camaro and then switch it out with Elliot's paint scheme. Just as long as it's a Camaro. Darn it. I suppose I should try to make it to lap 3 to make it that much more accurate, shouldn't I? Ooh. I almost pulled a Kyle Petty on Reed Sorensen. I was trying to spin out that time for the record, guys. God, you gotta love the damage of this 2018 mod. If I haven't said a million times already, bang up job, splash and go graphics. If you guys ever made a late 70s mod, I think my life would be complete. Carl Stenbeck, Diamond X-Wing. For anyone wondering, all the paint schemes available are either ones that came with the mod or are most likely available on Nnracing / Stunod Racing. I can't give you a link to all of them individually because they're mostly just all posted individually. That right there, unless you like fly with a stuck throttle into the outside wall, is about as hard as you can crash at Bristol. Hitting the inside wall at that angle. Alright, that time I didn't catch up in time. I was just trying to blatantly pass people and I spun myself out, clipping the Benedetto. Alright. Next!
Drivers, start your engines!
I just thought of something. I'm pretty sure if I hack into the sound pack in the game and I switch over some MP3 files, I'm pretty sure instead of the drivers start your engines, the command before the race starts, I'm pretty sure I could switch it out with an MP3 or a WAV file of me going, next! I might have to look into that. I'm going to try to wait till lap 3, unless McMurray has something to say about that. I saw Suarez get airborne. I think he climbed the wall a little bit. Thank you, McMurray. While Truex is sitting in his car, he's anticipating the race getting going soon. He hasn't gotten out of his car yet. Alright, let's try that again. Next.
Drivers, start your engines!
Oops.
Stay behind 56 car on the inside line.
Thing right between McMurray and Larson's a good spot to be. Because Mcdowell is right about the middle of the pack. And I got a couple Chevys behind me, including Byron, who is almost involved in real life. And Johnson, because he was near the action. I can switch out whatever Chevy I take out. Hopefully McMurray with Elliot's paint scheme. What the hell? Holy shit, this track is slick. And I'm going into the pits again. God damn it. Alright, backwards big one time. The one car is Jamie McMurray. It is. Where have you been for like the last 4 years? Next. Alright, I'll hopefully not spin out this time.
Drivers, start your engines!
Sorry. Too long to go on that time. Oh, come on, burrito.
15 seconds. The yellow flag is out. Pit road is closed. Inside.
Holy crap. That's about as close as you can come to flipping without actually flipping. Now they're interviewing BK, winner of stage 1. Probably would have been Ryan Blaney if he never got taken out. Alright. I know it's raining, but look how little people are in the stands. And the race is possibly within 10 minutes of starting. How come I don't see any of the trucks? Is it just not even raining that hard enough to where they even need to jet dry the thing? Right now I'm trying to recreate Mcdowell's spin and Elliott being minorly involved from lap 3 before I get to the Blaney wreck. Alright, that time I was just not paying attention and didn't get going
before the start finish line.
when I should have.
Drivers, start your engines!
Thomas, Kid 12, Carl Stenbeck, oh I already got you already. Grifflin, GL Racing, thank you for joining in, guys. I know a lot of the north and the east coast a lot. The northeast probably has a lot of snow days today. Snow days when we're 2 weeks away from May. Well, guys, 2018 will forever be remembered for the Tax Day blizzard. The April 15th blizzard. And yes, I know that's not official tax day this year, but it usually is. Alright, spun like 2 seconds too early, damn it. I didn't even mean to that time. Am I using the setup? Yes, the tracker's is really slick. You know what? I'm cheating. I'm not racing right now. I'm just doing a Canon recreate. I'm cheating and putting traction control on. Alright. Jamie Max climbing back in. Hopefully that means we're getting going soon.
Drivers, start your engines!
Kevin Harvick's in. Popped his steering wheel in. Throwing his gloves on. Yeah, the hood was missing on the 78. Aerodynamics don't matter too much at Bristol. God damn it, I waited too long again.
Drivers, start your engines!
Stay behind the 66 car on the inside line.
Oh, Trevor Bayne. So I'm actually going to wait till lap 3 this time, if I can make it that long. Jesus Christ, the track is so slick. Holy crap. There's no way I would have been able to do that if I didn't have traction control on. Alright, so now I'll try to spin out on the next lap and take out McMurray. Then have Byron and Johnson hopefully narrowly escape. So then I can switch out McMurray and Elliott's paint scheme. I just missed him. Darn it. Well, at least I spun out in about the right spot on lap 3 that time. At least that part was on point. The traction control hurt me there because I was trying to spin out and actually didn't get me sideways when I wanted it to. Alright, let's try again.
Drivers, start your engine!
So are they going to do a second command? Or are they just starting up? They don't do a second anthem, do they?
Stay behind the 56
Can't remember
car on the inside line.
how all the restart of rules work for races getting postponed. Except I don't have a Chevy behind me right now. I do now with Ryan Newman. Hopefully I can switch out Ryan Newman with Chase Elliott. Alright, gonna try a spin out in this next turn, coming out of the turn. This is lap 3. Oh, come on. I guess I'm gonna have to... Oh yeah, now I spin out. Almost, kind of. Not really. I would have if not for traction control. I'm just gonna downshift. Not even that worked, are you kidding me? Right, traction control is becoming my worst enemy. Hey, that looked more like the Trevor Bayne crash, and lo and behold, he was involved. Alright, let's try that again.
Drivers, start your engines!
And I believe there's 40-something laps to go in stage 2. And once I get done with stage 2, if it starts raining again, they can call the race after that. Two. Oh. Alright, gonna spin out right there on this next lap. Just try to replicate what Mcdowell did yesterday. Darn it. Missed him again. I think I'm gonna need to pause like right before I try the spin, and then uncheck traction control and then turn it back on.
Start your engines!
Of course, Trevor Bayne's still racing after what he did to Ryan Blaney yesterday. His car's fine.
56 car on the inside line.
Yeah, seriously, we're at a short track. What's wrong with them throwing on some rain tires and getting at it? It's not like they're reaching speeds of 200 miles an hour in the rain. They're like going 140 tops. If that. Throw on some rain tires and get at it, boys. Realize how high the ratings would spike if they did that? That would probably be a step in the right direction towards bringing NASCAR back up into the stratosphere. They actually start doing stuff like that, like, screw a little rain, we're at a short track, we'll throw some rain tires on. Especially one that's banked that normally has a lot of grip anyway. Alright, so right now I'm going to uncheck the traction control. Oh, not discard. Save. Probably the closest I've gotten, but I got clipped by both Johnson and Byron, it looked like. Or no, Bowman, excuse me. There wasn't one definitive Chevy that hit me there that I could have switched out Elliott's paint scheme for. And then no one slid in and hit me at the end. Alright, the window nets are up. Looks like they're about to get started. Cleaning off the windshields. Yeah, there's rain tires and some windshield wipers. Why the long pause? Oh.
Pace car's in. Green flag, green flag. Green, green, green.
Sorry, I was just paying attention to the TV. I wasn't focused on this
The yellow
attempt.
flag is out. Race back to the line.
Once again, that's probably as close as you can come to flipping without flipping, and I spoke too soon. Chad Fincham, my rival from Saturday's race. Who I have absolutely nothing against in real life. Chase Elliott just barely squeaks by. I know Menard's paint scheme isn't quite correct. He's one of the few where I know the primary or secondary sponsors are different from real life.
Start your engine!
God, Bubba Wallace's car looks tight, slick, whatever cliche douchebag term you want to use. Try to actually get 3 laps without traction control. Should be able to. In chase view. Actually, I think maybe that's why I'm spinning. I'm used to driving in the cockpit cam when I'm otherwise not just crashing right away. Alright, gonna spin out in the next turn, and I actually made it that long. Lo and behold. Damn it. That one wasn't that good. Here, I think I'm next on that one. 46 laps to go in stage 2. Darn it. I think if Bowman would have clipped me a little more instead of been right alongside of me, I think that one could have been a little better. And Harrison Rhodes probably had the hardest hit of that crash yesterday.
The pace car in turn 2. The pace car.
Oh, they're rolling.
Straight.
Did I miss the start your engines? Or do they just not do it?
Drivers, start your engines!
I'm not even trying to crash right now. I just want to race a couple laps. It's fun racing at Bristol. Chad Fincham. That was my fault.
Yellow flag is out. Let's go. Race back to the line. Here comes the leader. Okay, we're under caution. Picked up at the end of the pace line. Stay behind the 55.
We'll get back to the reenacting. Ryan Fitzy, what is up? Who else haven't I gotten yet? Lisa Naders. Alright. Seriously though, I say, even if it continues drizzling, just throw some fucking rain tires on and this will be the highest rated race all year. A boost in a positive direction that NASCAR needs. It's a short track. What harm will come out of it aside from maybe a few more spins than normal? It's not like they're going at dangerous level speeds to where they're gonna lift off and go airborne if they spin around from the slick track.
Drivers, start your engines!
I still need to replace in the game folder, I need to replace the audio files, the MP3 or waves or whatever, for the command to have me say neck. God damn it.
They're gonna hold us in the pits for 15 seconds. Oh man, they're showing us a black flag. Looks like you passed under the yellow. They're gonna hold us in the pits for 15 seconds.
It's kind of raining, and they're still rolling. You'd have to pit every 10 laps, well then make more frequent pit stops. If it's raining, you might need to change your pit strategy then. And maybe develop a method where instead of just switching them out right away, you switch to the right sides and the left sides. Who knows? Maybe we need to do something different in NASCAR that isn't a gimmick. Maybe some actual racing in not perfect weather conditions without some sort of gimmicky rule or playoff format.
Drivers, start your
You know, like actual racing.
Stay behind the 66 car on the inside line. Let him by.
And it's raining now. Jesus Christ. Holy crap. Bowman almost flipped in that. Holy crap. Jeez. I was gonna say, I was really close to nailing that inside wall. But yeah, then I just got demolished by Allmendinger instead. Alright. What do you say? Do you guys want to see me send a tweet? And they're still running laps. We're basically doing the race right now. Are they actually racing? Damn it. Whatever. I don't need that last hashtag. Or I could just... I don't need to tag Bristol in this. Just do this. There we go. There we go. There we go. Alright, back to the game. One to go. Alrighty. Awesome. Trying to get all my tags in. Alright, we're about to go green. Who is that? About to get my... Ooh. Monster. Holy crap, we're actually going green. Then it's going to start raining in 10 minutes, and they're going to call it again. There's rain all over the lenses. Holy crap. Kyle Larson, or excuse me, Busch looked loose, and he slid up in front of Hamlin, who makes a move on the inside. Man, those things look slick. Yeah, it's overcast, cool day at Bristol, and it's raining on and off. Of course they're going to be slick. Or maybe make some sort of hybrid rain tires where they still got a little flat, but they still got some tread. Something's dragging off of Newman's car off the back. Looks like part of his deck lid is hanging off. Or his trunk lid, whatever it's called. Serious. I'm so surprised they're rain. It looks pretty wet. I'm so really surprised they're racing actually. Alrighty. Probably like the third poll I've ever done on Twitter. Oh, 3 wide with Amarola, Joey Logano, and Kane. Someone's got to back out. Oh, there's still 3 wide with Clint Boyer. Kane kind of backed out to get out of that situation. Or he just got out of the groove and had to slow down. But he lost so much ground. Holy crap. Oh. There's some, yep, there's going to be a caution. I think he's got a tire down. Kevin Harvick's back end is all smashed up.
Restart.
Alright, I'll get back to trying to do the Mcdowell thing, and then I'll move on to the Trevor Bayne, Ryan Blaney crash. Pits. When was the last time a car rolled at Bristol in any of the top 3 series? Oh darn it! All right, that was all my fault. I'm not gonna blame that one on Byron. I suppose I should pay more attention to the race itself, especially since there's only 20 laps to go in this stage, which may or may not be the race. Depending on what happens rain-wise afterwards. Ooh, it's like my race on Saturday. Chad Fincham got in the way, and then someone had to check him in front of him. Meanwhile, Larson's still out in the lead. Johnson is second, Kyle Busch third, Kozlowski fourth, and Hamlin fifth.
Car on the inside line.
Yeah, Kozlowski just passed Hamlin for 4th after he got held up on Chad Fincham. And here comes Kyle Busch roaring to try to take 2nd away from Johnson. He's right on his bumper. Has it been that long? Over 2 decades since the last time a car was upside down at Bristol in any of the top 3 series. Alright, I'm going to spin out this next time. Bowman. Oh, make that 2018. Oh, Newman is in a bad spot. He was kind of boxed in. Meanwhile, we got 12 laps to go on the stage. Ooh, Newman almost hit Amarola. It looks like they just bumped. Laps down. I see. There's no way he was staying on the lead lap with that much damage. Just trying to run for points. Try the spin right now. Oh, poor DiBarito. And Kane. And Kennington. Eh. Seven laps to go. Larson first, Kozlowski second, Kyle Busch third. Johnson dropped to fourth since last I checked. Whoa. Whoa. Kozlowski just bumped and ran Larson out of the way. Kozlowski just did a bump and run on the leader. And Larson gives him a shot back. Alright, I gotta pause and watch this. It's only 6 laps to go on the stage. Now Kozlowski's held up on lap traffic. He's got Larson right behind him. Larson is giving him his bumper over and over again. Larson's trying to try the outside to go around. Nope, there's no grip up there. Now here comes Kyle Busch. But he was terrible in the turn with the little grip. Yeah. Whoa. Because Larson just does a crossover move over Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch, whoa! Kyle Larson sideways. Meanwhile, the leader, Kozlowski, just bumped the lap cars out of the way. Oh. And here's Trevor Bayne ruining things again. And now the battle for the lead is done because Trevor Bayne got in the way. Man, good for Kozlowski just bumping those guys out of the way instead of just sitting behind him and possibly losing this race because the lap cars won't get out of the way. Ooh, looked like Corey LaJoie almost clipped Larson. Am I behind at all? I was a little bit. By like a quarter of a lap. I just had to fast forward my DirecTV a little bit. Alright, Kozlowski wins stage 2. He's able to bump and run Kyle Larson out of the way. And then got past the lap cars. Able to hang on to the lead. So that might be the race, depending on what happens rain-wise afterwards.
Drivers, start your engines!
I still stand by my idea for rain tires at short tracks or road courses. If it wears the right sides really quickly, then you know what, develop a strategy where when you come in for the first pit stop, you switch the left and the rights, and then the second pit stop is when you put new fresh tires on together. All together. Whoa, there's a wreck behind me that I actually wasn't involved in. Pausing. I spoke too late.
Catch up to the end of the paper line. This road is closed. Stay behind the 1 car and the 23 car.
More and more people are finding themselves in a Chevrolet for the first time. Trying something new.
How'd they keep this together the whole time? Oh, nope. There they wrecked again. They were just wrecking that whole time. Next!
Drivers, start your engines!
Still trying to do the Mcdowell spin from lap 3. That took out Elliott's. But Elliott right now is too far up in the field, qualifying-wise. So I'm just trying to get any Chevy involved, and then I can switch out the paint schemes. Alright, that was amazing driving.
They're going to hold us in the pits for 15 seconds. The yellow flag is out.
Jeez. That was just a blunt impact. No cars got airborne. This thing just came to a stop. And here comes the battle down to pit road. It's on Fox right now, I believe. Unless it's FS1 somewhere else. The race. Oh.
Stay behind the 66 car on the inside line.
Oh, Stenhouse is damaged. He's got a crushed back end. Oh, sorry, because McMurray. I almost said Kozlowski for some reason. Damn it, nothing.
Here comes the leader.
I'll move on to the Trevor Bayne, Ryan Blaney wreck eventually. Speaking of Ryan Blaney wreck. So let's see how long the rain can hold out for the remainder of this race. There was another race earlier in the year, I forgot which track, but there was some rain, like, really strongly forecasted at the end of the race, but it never came. Ugh. Caution, BBO.
You've been disqualified for reckless.
Just cut him off.
Drivers, start your engines!
Atlanta, thank you.
Stay behind the 56 car.
Alright, so I believe, if I'm doing my math right, there's going to be like roughly 240 laps to go with the race. the start of stage 3. Roughly, approximately, ish, give or take, around there. As many other synonyms for approximate as you can think of. Jeez. That was a hard wreck for Hamlin. Alliteration. Alright, I think I'm probably going to move on to the Trevor Bayne wreck soon, where he takes out Ryan Blaney.
Drivers, start your
Who is leading? Kozlowski is last I saw, but I kind of stopped paying attention for the pit stop, so I might have missed who came out in front. Still Kozlowski. Johnson is in second, Kyle Busch third, Hamlin fourth, and Logano's in fifth. Awesome. Logano's had a kind of quiet last year and a half.
Drivers, start your engine.
Jeez. Bubba Wallace beating the hell out of that front bumper.
Stay behind the 66 car on the inside line.
Which Bane wreck? I see what you did there. Spin in this turn. Alright, that wasn't what I was trying to do. Alright, and they're getting ready to go back green. See how long the rain can hold off. Kozlowski in the outside line to start. Here comes Hamlin in the outside. Denny, Green Eggs, and Hamlin. He's going to get a good run off the outside. Yep, and there he goes to the lead. Here comes Johnson looking to the inside of Kozlowski. But Kozlowski's going to have the run on the outside. Bowman in fourth.
Green flag. Green, green, green.
Where'd Logano go? Logano. The baby kangaroo. The Joey. That's a lot of another great Photoshop I can do. In addition to Green Eggs and Hamlin, I can Photoshop Joey Logano's face and the face of a little baby kangaroo hanging out in the pouch of his mommy. Ooh. What happened to Hamlin? He's going down to the pits. Johnson is leading now with Kozlowski right behind him. They are side by side for the lead. God damn it. Every time I try to pay attention to the race, I crash in here, which I guess makes sense. Johnson goes to the outside. He has a run down the straights, but there's just no grip up in the outer line in the turns. And Kyle Busch takes the lead, or not the lead, second place as a result. Kozlowski's still in the lead. Here comes Bowman into third.
The yellow flag is out.
Probably one of the best runs for the non-Jimmy Johnson Hendrick car this year so far. Kyle Larson is right behind Bowman in fifth, lurking. Johnson was able to hold off Bowman for fourth, but Bowman's still right there. God God damn it. Every time I start watching the race, I crash.
Passed on the inside. They're 15 seconds.
Drivers, start your engines!
Stay behind the 66 car on the inside line.
Yep, there goes Larson. You can get a better run going on the outside on the straightaway. So like the method to try to pass is try to slingshot around the outside, and then right before you're about to reach them, cross over to the inside so you can get your nose in right before the turn, and then kind of force them up to the outside. Bubba Wallace just pushing people out of the way left and right. I respect seeing him doing that, but he better not complain if someone does it to him. I don't mind seeing hard racing, I just don't like seeing one-sided hard racing and then crying about it. Kyle Busch. And then crying about it when it happens to you, I mean. That's what I meant to say.
One car.
Alright, there was some sort of caution that happened there that wasn't from me. Holy shit. They grabbed the tire one-handed before it flew out of the pit box. So we didn't have another controversy from last week with the whole Harvick tire thing and I forgot who had the tire penalty last week, but then Harvick had a similar thing and didn't get penalized. My memory is for crap. It's funny, even in this one, Bane was involved somehow. I feel like Bane, in this video, has been involved in almost all the wrecks.
Drivers, start your engines!
Jeez.
Pace car's in.
I have no idea how the hell I'd try to recreate that, but that's probably the most exciting highlight from this race so far. Is that awesome catch to get the tire right before it goes flying into pit road after it got nailed by the car right in front of you and then sent into the inside pit wall, and then, dude, those things are like 80, 90 pounds. Just imagine something the size and weight of 2 giant bags of road salt coming flying at you, and you have to snatch it out of midair. Alright, I'm trying to crash on purpose now since I saw that there's a yellow flag. Johnson almost upside down in the turn. In the game, not in real life. I try to specify that so I don't say something referring to the game, then you guys start freaking out thinking that's happening in the actual race. Next.
Drivers, start.
Alright, well, 10-15 minutes, I'll move on to the big wreck from yesterday involving Bane and Blaney, Harrison Rhodes, and others. And Busher. Ooh. Kind of wadded up a little bit trying to get around slow car. God damn it. Got arrow loose. Or whatever you want to call it. For those that don't believe that getting arrow loose is a thing in this game, watch this. I mean, I know I was barely touching him, but I was like getting off the throttle and I was still spinning. Like there's no reason I should have spun from that. That contact shouldn't have spun me. As long as I was out of the gas, which I was. Start your next. Kyle Busch around Larson. Man, there's some really tight racing for the top three. They are pretty close together. That's why I'm not really paying attention to this game right now, because the racing is actually pretty damn exciting. Because Kyle Larson's right behind Keselowski, who is still in the lead. So every time I screw up in the game, I'm just causing a backwards big one. Doing the next best thing. Ooh. Kyle Busch almost got into Keselowski. Meanwhile, while I was paying attention to the game, Larson just took the lead from Keselowski. So like I said, I'm trying to give you guys this. Ooh, there is more lap traffic. Watch out for Trevor Bayne around lap traffic. Holy crap, he almost just took out Kyle Busch. And it was Trevor Bayne once again. Holy crap, he's going to be getting lots of heat after this weekend.
Drivers, start your engine.
When you're racing the hell out of cars racing for the lead and you're forcing it 3 wide and stuff when there's lead cars trying to pass you. Behind you, yeah, that's... Yeah, stay in your lane, Trevor Bayne. There's a new meme. Stay in your lane, Trevor Bayne. As I take out half the field from hypocrisy. As I cross the start-finish line in style.
That's a 38 car.
Alright, where are the leaders at right now? Where's Larson? I don't care about Bowman and Suarez. I want to see who's leading. Well, I do care about them. I just want to see the leaders right now. Ooh. I want to see who crossed the line first here, me or David Reagan, as I was spinning. Ooh, that's close. If this was the race for the finish right here, who crosses the line first? Oh yeah, me. Me a little bit. Alright, 3 more attempts of me just not even paying attention to this reenactment, and then we will get into the Trevor Bayne wreck and Ryan Blaney. So basically the 2 big wrecks from this race. Hasn't really been much else aside from that some other contact here and there, that Stenhouse spin. There's another crash behind me. How did I not hear that Suarez broke his thumb from that crash last week? Why do I not remember the crash from... Why do I not remember Suarez being involved in a crash last week? Trying to remember which wreck Suarez was in. So I remember Kyle Larson. Wait. Alright. Oh yeah, that was it. Yeah, that's right. He smacked the wall hard. I'm assuming the wheel whipped around while he was holding it and caught his thumb. Yeah, that's right. I forgot in the Xfinity race he... Was that the Xfinity race that he crashed? Was that the 19? I can't remember anyone in the Xfinity series right now. No, that was Jones. Never mind. What the hell? Why can I not find Suarez's crash from last week? God, my memory is for crap. I'm just watching all the wrecks from Texas, and I'm trying to see where Suarez was. Oh yeah, there he is. He broke his thumb from that? Yeah, his wheel must have whipped around or something. Because yeah, it was that lap 2 spin or whatever where Bowman got around. He kind of ran into the back fin, but it didn't look like too hard. I'm assuming his wheel whipped around. It was more from that than the impact. Alright. Just checking my tweets. I'm checking my twits. Alright, one more pathetic attempt of all this, and then we will...
Drivers, start your engines!
Get on with that. Trevor Bayne and Ryan Blaney wrecked. The Trevor Blaney. Oh my god, alright, we're just gonna go right into the...
They're gonna hold us in the pits for 15 seconds. The yellow flag is out.
We're just gonna go right into the next one. I think I probably forgot to unfreeze the chat. There we go. Ouch. Oh, I got 180 laps to go. Whoa. Kyle Larson crashing. Kyle Busch passing Stenhouse and William Byron. Whoa. Ty Dillon going airborne. Alright, let's switch over to Trevor Bayne and just start hitting as many cars as we can and hope Ryan Blaney is one of them. Larson around! Hold on to it, hold on to it. Holy crap. Kyle Busch almost drilled him, but he's able to save it without hitting anything, it looked like. That could have been way worse. Larson, yeah, he got bumped, spun around on the front stretch, but didn't hit anything. Or it didn't hit anything major, it looked like. Ooh, he got clipped by Newman. He got clipped by, then he goes up high. Jeez, Kyle Busch almost destroyed him. That was lucky. That could have been way worse. Slides, holding the brakes. Yeah, I mean, Kyle Larson, there's a lot of cars down in the lower lane. He could have just stayed on the outside and not avoid. Yeah, that definitely wasn't Newman's fault. That was Kyle Larson. Just he thought he had him cleared and didn't. All right, who are we? Oh yeah, Trevor Bain, 20 years old. Don't worry about Larson. He's still fine. He lost a few positions, but just get some more tires on. He didn't hit anything. He can still race for the lead. He can still race for the win. Oops. 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 There's an E in there, isn't there? Aw. There we go. I got 172 laps to go as of right now. Yeah, there's so much room on the outside. Kyle Larson could have stayed. That was totally not Newman's fault. That was totally Larson. Just thought he had him cleared and didn't. And then here comes Kyle Busch. Jeez. Can you imagine if Kyle Busch and Larson, two of the dominant cars remaining besides Kozlowski? That's unbelievable. Alright, what was I about to do? Oh yeah, I was just going to turn off yellow flags because for this one I'm going to accelerate into the race session. And I don't want any yellow flags coming out in the meantime. So we're going to get up to speed, get a few laps in, wait till all the cars are spread out, start racing. Just start trying to hit as many cars as possible and hope Ryan Blaney and Chris Buescher and Harrison Rhodes are all involved. But before that, we are about to go green at the start of stage 3, so I'm going to pause and just watch this real quick. Kyle Busch out front, Johnson behind him, Kozlowski in third, Suarez on the outside in fourth. Is that Bubba Wallace in fifth? It is. Man, that'd be awesome to see Bubba Wallace win. Ooh. Don't get my hopes up, Mike Joy. Talking about sunshine. I'll start the attempts in a second. I'm just watching how the start of the stage unfolds until I get a little bit spread out. Aw, it's getting cut off.
Drivers to your car.
So cool. A race gets delayed. They need more tires. Hey, give us a shipment full of tires and have them up here in like 12 hours. All right.
Driver.
Kyle Busch still out front. Johnson's in second. Kozlowski is still in third. Suarez still in fourth and Wallace in fifth. Same lineup as last time I mentioned it. Alright, so now we start just trying to hit cars.
clear of pit lane.
Alright, now we just start racing. Try to take out Blaney. We gotta wait for him to see where he is in our standings before we can talk about wrecking him. Here comes Blaney. There, reenactment complete.
Clear inside. You all right? Looks like we lost that motor.
Sorry, Trevor Bayne fans, you're gonna be getting a lot of heat this weekend. I woke up from my terrible sleep schedule after sleeping through basically all the entire part of the race that they got in before it got rained out. And saw all the hate about Trevor Bayne on Twitter, and I was like, what's going on? And then I watched the highlights of the race so far, and I was like, oh yeah, that'll piss some fans off if you get taken out that way after dominating 100 laps of the race. Jeez, this was like the Kyle Petty Bristol crash on steroids. Just the way the 12 car just slapped that outside wall with the driver's side after spinning around super fast.
Drivers, to your car. Drivers,
Alright,
to
in
your
about
car.
like 10-15 minutes I'm going to take a break like I usually do through the midway point of these longer streams. Which means hopefully if this race gets finished, shouldn't have to push back my Clint Boyer spin stream I was going to do later today. I just realized that I just a little too bright on the face cam. There we go. It's slightly better. Got my crappy duct-taped glasses on. Yes, my glasses are duct-taped together. That's why I rarely wear them anymore. There's a tongue twister.
Drivers,
Rarely
to your
wear
cars.
rare wearables. Say that 10 times fast. I rarely wear rare wearables. That's what I was thinking of when I was silent that whole time.
Keep it under 45.
Not race stuff.
Keep it under 4,000 seconds.
Not video stream stuff. I was trying to think of what weird tongue twister I could think of related to the words I just said. I rarely wear rare wearables. Is wearables even a word for something you wear?
Okay, you're clear of pit lane.
On the chat and I wreck. See what you guys do? Reed Sorensen in trouble. I got right, or left, right, left rear tire down maybe? Or did they just get loose? Looks like a tire. I want to see the left rear. Because the left rear looks kind of flat, I'm sure. I want to see the other side of that car.
under 4,000 in second.
Where is Blaney? I just need to find Busher. Alright, except there's not nearly as much lap traffic near me as there should be. Well, maybe when we get up here, that'll help. No. And we'll disqualify me. I'm trying to wreck. Whoa! Jeez. I flipped and Hamlin almost did too. Jesus Christmas. I must have the chassis grip obviously turned up a little bit, because the moment we touched tires, he just ramped off and almost flipped. Then I hit the outside wall. I come back and hit Blaney, who then sends me flipping. How appropriate is this? People should, any fans of Blaney should be rejoicing at this clip right here. Blaney wrecks Bane, is able to drive off, and Bane goes flipping. Bam! Alright, 144 laps to go.
Drivers, start your engines.
Yeah, black flag me all you want. I'm not coming into the pits. Oh, another wreck I wasn't involved in causing. Johnson got sideways behind me after clipping a car. Gotta come in for this black flag. What turn was that Sorensen incident in? Was that turn 1 or turn 3? I know it was in the entrance into one of the turns. Oh!
Here comes the leader.
There, reenactment complete. Blaney goes spinning on his side. Baney. By the way, I feel like crap right now because I got sick again this weekend, so I apologize if I'm not as lively and vibrant as I usually am. Jesus, spectacular as that looked for Jones. He got like minimal damage for that, or from that. As able to like squeeze by everyone. Channel is on Fox. It's the regular Fox channel. Eric Jones comes away in like 5th or 6th after all that. Looks like Reagan's in 5th. Alright, so after
Start your engine.
they do the next restart. It was in turns 3 and 4, the Reed Sorensen crash. But after they get going with this restart, and shortly after they spread out and kind of single file out a little bit, I'm gonna take a quick break because I need to stretch my back. My back is really hurting today in particular. Jeez. Alright, so that wasn't too far off from yesterday. Just Bane crashing everyone you can see. Let's go on board with Jamie Mack. Let's watch this crazy view he's gonna have. This is like Cruz Ramirez over Jackson Storm, almost, kind of the way he flipped. Speaking of which, for everyone that keeps asking, yes, I will eventually do that, because I do have kind of, either for the Gen 6 mod or for the PTA mod, I do have some pretty decent Cars 3 car sets. So I might be doing that Florida 500 finish from Cars 3 for episode 500. Because God knows if I do that, if I have the little thumbnail of Cruz Ramirez over the top of Jackson Storm, upside down, if I have that same or similar looking thumbnail, that'll get a zillion hits, hopefully. And I've already done Daytona 500s, I've already done 500-mile races, I've already done Cars ones, I've already done like the Austin Dillon wreck, all these other iconic moments from NASCAR. I think the 500 episode, that'd probably be the most fitting thing, because after you take away the Austin Dillon crash, the Lightning McQueen, and the Kings crash, that's probably the next most heavily requested thing I get asked to do is that Florida 500 Cars 3 finish. Darn it. I'm just trying to hit some random cars and I can switch around some paint schemes later on. Alright, next. Next to that one. Whoops, I didn't mean to exit. Ugh. So we got 136 laps to go, it looks like. Suarez came out in the lead after the pit stops. Kyle Busch is in second, Johnson third, Keselowski fourth, and Logano rounds out the top five.
Drivers, to your cars.
Alright, and we're about to get started shortly after this restart. Once they get kind of sorted out a little bit, I'm gonna go stretch my back. Alright, 135 laps to go. Suarez out front. That'd be awesome if he won. Daniel Suarez. I cannot roll my R's. I was trying to roll my R, but I cannot do that. I've never been able to roll. Here comes Keselowski. Is he going to do a stage sweep and get the win? I'm not even paying attention to the game right now. I'm sorry, I'm just watching the race. Bubba Wallace in the third. And Trevor Bayne goes upside down. 20 years old. He's in the... If he can pass Suarez, he'll be in second. Nice. Go, Bubba. I think he needs to take some Adderall after that one.
Stay behind the 72
Suarez on the old tires. I'm assuming that's why he was in the lead after the pit stops, kind of out of nowhere, and then he's going really slow after the restarts. I guess I should have paid attention during the pit stops. Yeah, I'm barely paying attention. I'm trying to watch this race. Yeah, this is too exciting. I'm watching this race right now. Because Bubba is right behind. Right behind the leader, Keselowski. 129 laps to go. Man, look. I know it got rain delayed, but just the stands are ridiculous right now. So much aluminum for one of NASCAR's most iconic tracks. Bowman's kind of shuffling back in the outside line. About to get passed by Johnson and Larson. Bubba is pushing Keselowski out of the way. Jeez. He's not making any friends along the way, but holy crap, it's spectacular. Bubba to the lead. And he is pulling away. I mean, Kyle Busch passed Keselowski, but like even pushing other cars aside, it looks like Bubba might have the fastest car on the track. Kyle Busch is kind of staying right there, but Kyle Busch, I don't know, he might. You know Kyle, he's amazing with putting together those green flag runs once the tire gets warmed up and tracking down the leaders. I don't know, maybe once Bubba, if he can stay in front of Kyle Busch until I can start getting to some lap traffic, maybe he can maneuver through. I mean, I love seeing guys get their first win, so I'd much rather see, like, my thoughts about Kyle Busch's past aside, I would just much rather see Darrell Wallace win than Kyle Busch. Personally. I'm sure there's tons of Kyle Busch fans that would say otherwise, but I personally want to see that 43 back in victory lane. That would be really cool. Kyle Busch has had enough victories. He can share them once in a while. Oh, now Bubba can't get angry. Kyle Busch is doing the same thing Bubba's been doing the whole race. Just giving him his bumper. If Kyle seems faster, Bubba should just let him. Yep, here he goes. Here goes Kyle Busch. Is Newman in third? I thought he was a lap down at first when I saw Newman, but here comes Newman to second. Passing Bubba. I wouldn't mind seeing Newman win. For those of you wondering, I'm just completely messing around right now because I'm just more focused on watching this exciting race than focus on a mild crash that happened yesterday. Kyle Larson passes Newman for second. Alright, call me crazy. I think so far this has been, just in terms of passing, the close racing, the constant position changing, I think this is one of the more exciting races so far this year. As short tracks usually are. Say NASCAR needs to get one or two more short tracks onto there. Get rid of a couple of the mile and a halves and replace them with one or two more short tracks. Just go to Bristol, maybe. Oh, they go to Bristol twice. Never mind. I'll shut up. Find a different short track to go to. Go back to Bowman Gray. Yes, I know that wouldn't work, but my heart wants it to. Go to Bowman Gray and Rockingham and get rid of two of the mile and a half races. Bring back the mile. Get rid of New Hampshire because it's basically the same thing. Get rid of Chicagoland one, yeah. I do not. Chicagoland in Kentucky. Speaking of Bubba Wallace, he goes spinning in the game. Get rid of Chicagoland, Kentucky. One of the Texas races. Then replace it with Bowman Gray, Milwaukee, and Rockingham. Get rid of New Hampshire.
Drivers, start your
Then
engine.
have them race at Barber Motorsports Park. How amazing would that be to see the Cup
Stay
Series
behind
there?
the 72 car on the inside line.
I'm saying Chicagoland. I know. Get rid of Chicagoland and New Hampshire. Milwaukee could replace the Chicagoland race just because of how geographically it's really close. And then Bowman Gray or Rockingham, because I know that's still fairly updated. I know North Wilkesboro is far gone in terms of the track condition. But then a caution happened. I didn't even realize. Caution for rain. Crap. Alright, hopefully they keep going. Yeah, New Hampshire could be replaced by either Rockingham or Bowman Gray geographically. Get rid of one of the Texas races. Get rid of Kentucky. So then that frees up 2 more slots to replace with road courses. Free up Kentucky with Barber Motorsports Park. You just have to go a little bit southwest to get to Alabama instead of Kentucky. And replace one of the... Or Texas. Yeah, Texas would have made more sense. Yeah, there's people staying out from the pits thinking that this might be the race. Well, before I go on my break, I'll wait to see what happens with the rain. Because I don't want to be outside taking a quick smoke break or going to the bathroom, taking a leak, or sitting on my bed stretching and twisting my back when the race gets called, if it gets called. I apologize for these, on paper, these whole can I recreate while watching things sounded good, but it's just kind of hard for me to focus on the race while also being entertaining with you guys in the game, so I'm just trying to do a mix of both, because I can't focus solely on the race and see all the details of what's happening going on in real life while also paying 100% attention to the game. So I apologize for not being able to do both. I'm trying to switch back and forth accordingly. But I need to pay attention to what's going on with the race right now. Yeah, decent amount of rain coming down. Bring out the jet dryers. Bring out the hair dryers. Bring out the rain tires. I don't care what you say about tire wear. Make some sort of hybrids. Some sort of soft rain tire hybrids. Where they... still got the slicks. They're still hard, but they still got a little bit of a tread. So they can last longer, but they still got a little bit more grip in the rain. And then instead of going through tires really quickly because they're getting worn out quicker, if the right sides get worn out really quickly on a high banking track like Bristol, where the right sides are getting a lot of wear, then on the first pit stop you take, instead of just replacing all the tires, you switch the lefts and the rights. That tire catch, that was awesome. And then the second stop is when you replace all the tires altogether.
Green flag, green flag. Green, green, green. Pace cars in turn 1.
Long Beach, because of the hairpin, yeah. How about Monaco? What about that chicane at Monaco? Thinking the Cup Series would work there? I do not think so. Circuit of the Americas would be good. I can't even remember where that track is or what it looks like. I just know it's got... people like it. I'm not very familiar with the Circuit of the Americas. Alright, so basically now until whatever kind of news happens with the rain, I'm just going to be doing backwards big ones. You guys never complain with me going the wrong way, reckon, to try to create some entertainment. So yeah, that's my minor changes to alter the NASCAR Cup Series schedule to maybe restore a little bit of its older glory and maybe get some other fans back. And I know the Milwaukee Mile is a little outdated. Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. Yeah, the 4 races I would get rid of. Number 1, Chicagoland. Replace it with the Mile. I know the Mile's a little bit outdated. All you need to... It's already got safer barriers. I think you just need to do a couple other updates. Maybe add some more grandstands. It is on a giant state fair park complex. Parking is not an issue. Should not be an issue. More space for some grandstands should not be an issue. I think it's just financial issues with the owner is the biggest problem with the Mile right now. So obviously NASCAR doesn't have control of that. So now that we've added the Mile, get rid of New Hampshire since it's basically the same track in the same area. Add Bowman Gray or Rockingham. Get rid of one of the Texas races and go to Barber Motorsports Park. Then get rid of Kentucky and maybe add Bowman Gray or Rockingham, whichever one they didn't do before. Keep the Charlotte Road Course. Keep Infineon. Keep Watkins Glen, obviously. So you'd add. So there'd be 4 road course races, including the Charlotte Roval, and then there'd be 3 more. I can never remember if Rockingham is a speedway or short track. I think it's like 0.8 miles, so I think it's, yeah, Rockingham's a short track. So then there'd be 3 more short track, no, 2 short tracks added, a speedway with the Mile to replace basically an identical track of New Hampshire with way less history. So yeah, I'd be, in my ideal schedule change, I'd be adding 2 more short tracks, adding 1 more road course, and then replacing New Hampshire with the historic Milwaukee Mile. That's my 2 cents that no one asked for. Alright, I'm going to take a quick break while we wait to see what happens with the race. Thank you guys so much for watching up to this point. There's about 103 laps left in the final stage. Kyle Busch is out front. Oh. There's like nothing on the radar. So yeah, they're probably going back green. They're not going to call this race for the tiny little spot on that radar. Alright, so that made me a little comfortable seeing that radar. Oh, they are going green. Shit, I missed my chance to take a break. Alright, well, I'll take the break shortly after the start. Are they going green? I see the pace car lights off. Or is that just an optical illusion? Getting my hopes up. Jeez, look at how empty the stands are. I know it got rain delayed, but holy fuck, that should not be that empty. NASCAR, you're in trouble. Maybe try racing and... I mean, I can't complain. It's raining on and off and they're still racing today, so... I'll shut up about them not racing in adverse weather conditions. Obviously, since the whole rain tires aren't a thing yet, they can't do that today. But I'm talking possibly in the future, maybe. Think about at certain tracks, not just calling the race if rain starts, maybe actually have a backup plan. Yeah, maybe start racing a little bit more adverse racing weather conditions. Get rid of the stupid gimmicky rules. Maybe look into the aerodynamics and car package. And do a few track adjustments on the schedule. That is my 2 cents of how NASCAR could possibly start going back on the up. Kyle Busch in second, first, Johnson in second, Kyle Larson in third, but Kyle Larson is all over Johnson's bumper by the looks of it. There's lots of traffic. Larson was trying to go to the inside to move Johnson out of the way, couldn't, instead just went to the outside and passed him easily. Meanwhile, there's 98 laps to go. Yeah, Bowman Gray. That would be awesome. That would almost be too short for the Cup cars. They'd almost need to like get a slightly lesser powered engines, some sort of restrictor plate. Not a restrictor plate, but you know what I mean, just to lesser the engine power a little bit, just so they don't go as... That's exactly what a restrictor plate is. Shut up, Cody. Yeah, with how powerful they'd almost be spinning out in the turns just trying to accelerate. Yeah, Bowman Gray would be awesome. Just add the safer barriers. Whoa! Logano does a slide job up in front of Harvick. I mean, with the attendance and the tickets that Bowman Gray sells and the races they have there, there's no way they couldn't financially afford to install just a little bit of safer barriers around that little quarter mile, whatever it is. Rockingham, I mean, they don't race there anymore, but it's still fairly up to date. I know North Wilkesboro is falling apart, but I believe they've been keeping Rockingham up to date. And then the Milwaukee Mile is fairly up to date. They would just maybe need to add some grandstands on the backstretch, which there's plenty of room for on the grounds. I've like been in that area tons of times. Parking is not an issue. I can guarantee like it would sell out if they went back to the mile for the Cup Series, considering the last few races they had there in 2008 and 2009 and the Craftsman Truck Series and Xfinity were sold out, let alone the Cup Series. So yeah, I know I'm ranting about various tracks. I would just love to see the Cup Series come back to the mile, but I sadly, 99% of me knows that that's never going to happen. At least I got to see 2 truck races at the mile when they still race there. Whoa, Bubba moving Bowman out of the way. Jesus. Bubba is not making any friends during this race. Alright, I'm going to go take my quick break with 90 laps to go. I'll hopefully be back shortly. Gotta take a leak, go take a quick smoke, and stretch my back that's been hurting all day. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe if you're enjoying this kind of boring ranting video on mine so far. Alright, I'll be right back. Thanks, guys. know if you guys can see this, but got a special Bristol pint glass for my water for this special occasion. Alright, so while I was outside, Kyle Larson and Kyle Busch are battling for the lead, with Busch being out front. Is the pole sitter actually going to get the win for today's race? Holy crap, that was a quick 23 laps. When I went out, there was 90 laps to go. Excuse me. While I was taking my break, I had a quick, kind of interesting thought. To help with the attendance issue, and just the ratings issue, and the general pleasing the customers that pay to keep your sport alive issue, maybe two possibilities they could do. That, if there's a race like this where there's rain in the forecast, because not everyone, obviously, by the looks of the stands, can afford to call into work or miss work, just morally or professionally will be able to do that. Same with school. Looks like someone just, either that was a bird or it looked like someone just came off of Kyle Larson's car. But anyway, if not everyone, obviously, can, if the race gets postponed till the next Monday, here comes Kyle Larson into the front, can make it in that next Monday. NASCAR or the tracks, whoever owns the track, should give the option to the customers that paid for that race. If they can't make it that next Monday, they should give them the option to be able to switch that ticket and get a free ticket for the race at that same track later that year, or for the following year if it's already the second race. Or, at the very least, give the customers a free poncho when they come in if there's weather forecasted. I'd have thought the other day, too, how many times in the last few years has a driver in the Cup Series named Kyle finished in second? I swear, between Kyle Larson and Kyle Busch, they probably have 50 second-place finishes in the last few years. And a decent amount of wins, obviously. Kyle Busch has some. Kyle Larson's had a couple. I mean, call me crazy, but you're not going to have an entire, I mean, aside from maybe the Daytona 500, you're not going to have an entire event sold out like 4 months in advance. So to ensure that you have the track filled for that later event, if a race gets postponed, if the guy who bought the ticket for that race that gets postponed can't make the race because he has to work on a Monday, maybe still give him a free replacement ticket for the Sunday race later that year at the same track. And yeah, just like I said, if it's the final race of the year at that track, do it for like the following year. And if the ticket prices go up at the next year, just have them pay the difference. If a ticket's like $100 per ticket one year, and then the next year they go up to $120 a ticket, just have them pay $20 for that next ticket. I mean, am I crazy to think that that's a good idea to help please your customers and keep a consistent attendance going at your events that, you know, pay for your sport to be alive? Oh, God. I, like, slept in my contacts for a couple hours last night before I took them out in the middle of the night, and my eyes have been a little itchy ever since. When I was, like, I believe 17 or so, 17, 18, I scratched my cornea because I was just dumb and kept sleeping in my contacts and leaving them in. Don't do that, kids. That, to date, I've broken my hand. I've gotten a small, weird spine injury in my back when I played football. That wasn't that serious. Just basically a little bit of pain for a couple months, and it went away. And just a little bit of pain every now and then. But, yeah, getting your cornea scratched is probably the worst pain I've ever felt in my life. So imagine someone taking your fingernail and just scratching it over your eye constantly. And if you keep your eye open, it doesn't go away. If you have it shut, it doesn't go away. If you put drops on it, it doesn't go away. It's just like that for like 4 days. Just like constantly feeling like someone's just scratching your eye.
Stop your
And we got 49 laps to go. Meanwhile, Kyle Larson is still out front. Kyle Busch is in second. And here's the battle for third between Stenhouse Jr. and Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy. I'm still continuing my trend of just doing backwards big ones till the race is over. I've lost focus to try to do reenactments until the Clint Boyer spin later today.
The paint car in turn 1.
That was a pretty big crash for Bristol. Johnson and Stenhouse still fighting each other for third. And here comes Stenhouse because Johnson gets held up in the high lane traffic. Here comes Bubba Wallace. What happened to Bubba Wallace that he's getting lapped? He was fighting for the lead like 50 laps ago, and now he's lapped?
drivers, start your engines.
44 laps to go. Be cool to see Larson hold on to the lead, get his first win of the year. So who's all won this year so far? Austin Dillon, Kevin Harvick won 3 times in a row. And then it was Truex Jr.
Green flag. Green.
And then Clint Boyer. Then Harvick won again, I think, maybe. And then Kyle Busch. And then now here we are with Kyle Larson looking at his first win of the year, I believe. My best crash, probably in terms of just how close the actual... I might do the CCM work because it was one of my earlier... It was one of my earlier reenactments, so my CCM work wasn't the best. That was before I discovered how to do the smoothing. So the CCM work was a little choppy. When I'd be zooming in, it'd be like... instead of just like a nice smooth zoom in and out. So I might redo the camera control master work and do some re-edits. Like I actually am working on my Kenseth flip one right now. For some of my earlier reenactments where the crash was good, but the CCM kind of sucked. But yeah, as I digress, my favorite crash I probably reenacted was probably by far the Rusty Wallace 1992 Talladega flip. The pack is a little bunched together than they were in real life, but aside from that, like, it's Dale. Ernie Irvan wins. It's Dale that spins him. He gets airborne at exactly the right spot. He flips perfectly to the T. Like, just how he starts flipping, the pirouettes, the exact number of barrel rolls, exactly where he comes to a stop, facing the right way, upright. Yeah, I believe the Rusty Wallace 1992 flip is by far the best reenactment I've done. And go look at part 3 if you want to watch me do it live. It is the first one on there, about 9 or 10 minutes in. It's the first attempt I try in part 3. So it's not technically the first attempt, but it was the first attempt of that video. The Rusty Wallace 1992 flip reenactment. So yeah, like I said, my CCM work was a little choppy back then, so I might redo that and a few other earlier reenactments to make the CCM, the camera control master, work way better, make it smoother and more realistic looking. Aside from that, the wreck is perfect. And I believe Rusty even finishes in like 6th when he's up in the air like he did in real life. So yeah, I hope that answers your question.
The pace car in turn 1.
Stenhouse moved up to 2nd and I didn't even realize. Kyle Busch is back in 3rd. Kyle Larson still leading. There is 32 laps to go. And now we got Kyle Busch upside down. Uh-oh, Kyle Busch is in the wall. He's got a left front down. That's going to be a caution. And we got a caution. Was that 1993? Excuse me. How the hell did I get that wrong? The Winston 500? Is he going to win the Winston 500? Excuse me, 1993. How did I get that wrong? Alright, since I got nothing else to do in this video, we might as well watch it. I don't have to worry about copyright since it's my video. Alright. Go to window. Thank you so much to Cody H Gaming for the capture. I believe I used on NASCAR All Out for the original little video inlay. Yeah, just watch how amazing this shit is. Yeah, see what I mean about the camera control master? It's a little choppy, so I might redo that. Because that was before I discovered the smoothing. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Meanwhile, Kozlowski's into the wall, so we'll see after. Just look at how he flips. He digs in right there, does some more pirouetting, spinning, digs in again. I think I flip one extra time here. And then there's one last tumble. And then lands upright, right on the edge of the track, facing the track. Almost in exactly the right way. I mean, just in terms of how close the flip itself was, yeah, I need to redo the camera control master work for some of these earlier reenactments. It wasn't terrible, but it's... I've gotten way better over time.
That's why he was so concerned, because he touched Rusty Wallace to start this situation, it looks like.
And then this guy just appears out of nowhere. I've seen all my reenactment a zillion times. I can point out specifically all the flaws in every single one, but I don't want to do that because I'll get really insecure. What other reenactments can we watch of mine? Joe Rogan experience clips. Coming up in my suggested.
Car, and there's Rusty Wallace. You see Park trying to squeeze up the outside.
This one wasn't. It was alright. This sucks. This is before I just knew how to use GIMP and tried to crop out a logo in.
Yeah, that's what actually turned him even more sideways. I'll tell you what, that guardrail did the job.
Oh, it did it. Great
Took
job.
a lot
Premiere, the software I used to edit. Excuse me.
What's a yellow car?
This one got alright ratings, I think. Although, this reminds me, doing this, I had an idea like a month or so ago. I want to do like a couple hour-long live stream critiquing, watching my reenactment compilation and critiquing all of them. Critiquing my own reenactments. So I could tell you all my flaws for every single one of these. I didn't even realize TNT Man commented on that. Gotta give him a heart. Oh look, Cody Hicken is live. Cody H Gaming. Any updates on Twitter? Ooh, that actually got 5 likes. Sadly, that's a lot for me. I could like it myself. Like my own tweet. I usually don't. I don't think I've ever done that. I sometimes like my own videos on YouTube. I've never liked my own tweets. Alright, wow. Where's my poll? Where's my poll? My voting poll. 7 votes for yes, 0 for no. Do you think the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series should race in the rain in the future at short tracks / road courses? And I believe Ryan Fitzy commenting on this. And yes, I know road courses work in the rain. They've done it in Xfinity before, a la Mid-Ohio, Montreal, etc. The only concern would, be the right side tire wear with the rain tires in the ovals, which for that I say, just develop a different strategy where you're every other pit stop you alternate between swapping the tire sides and then just replacing them. I mean, call me crazy, but with rain tires, if you're putting all the strain on the right sides, turning left the whole time, you're not wearing out the rights that much. Can you just switch them and then wear out the right sides, or the now right sides that otherwise didn't have too much wear because they were the lefts during the remaining of that run, and then replace them all together on the second stop? And call me crazy, but I think I'm an engineering genius, as I can't even pronounce engineering correctly. In engineering with an I. Alright, I'm going back to the game. Do a few more backwards big ones before we go green for the last time.
Drivers, stop your engines!
Sorry, I didn't mean to sniffle right into the microphone there.
Green flag. Green.
And call me crazy, but I think developing different pitch strategies to go with adverse weather conditions would bring in a lot more ratings and stupid gimmicky rules and playoffs where you can theoretically win the first 35 races in the year, but if your engine blows on lap 1 at Homestead, you'll lose the championship, depending on where everyone else is in the point standings. Theoretically, obviously it's never happened yet, and it most likely will never happen, but theoretically that can happen. You can win the first 35 races of the year in the current points settings and blow a tire and hit the wall at Homestead and lose the championship. That's, like Real Radman said, that's gimmicky. I mean, I had all these thoughts. A shitload of NASCAR fans have had all those thoughts before he posted those videos, but he explained it in a perfect way that explains it clearly to everyone. Meanwhile, we got the restart going. Kyle Larson in first, Stenhouse in second. Whoa, Stenhouse tried to drive it way into the turn and almost bump him. He slid up the track. Almost looked like he was trying to take him out. Looks like me driving out there. We got 21 laps to go.
Green flag. Green.
Meanwhile, it's also a Sprint Cup Series at the Bristol 2012 in this game. I didn't just notice that, but got a clear view of it right here. Ooh, Stenhouse is still right all over Larson's bumper. There's some bumps. Jeez. He is... Ooh, he's into him. He bumped him up the track. He is not making any friends with Larson trying to get past him. It is short track racing, though, so you're not going to make any friends with anyone. Jeez, Larson got the run on the outside. They were side by side for a second, but he got the run out of the turn, is able to clear him again. Larson still out front with 18 to go. Alright, I'm going to pause and watch this. I'm not going to be distracted with my game I've played a zillion hours of in the last year to miss a race I'm only going to get to see live once. Larson still out front. Stenhouse still right there, though. Who's in third? Kyle Busch. Bowman in fourth. And who's in fifth? Johnson. My glasses are even worse than my usual eyesight with my contacts. Apparently there was contact further back in the field. Logano and Newman made a little bit of contact, but they're able to keep it going. I mean, it's Bristol. There's going to be lots of contact made. It's accidental. Some of it's intentional, some of it's accidental. 16 laps to go. Meanwhile, while they had that cutaway, Busch got past Stenhouse, and Johnson just got past Bowman. So it's now Bowman fifth, Johnson fourth, Stenhouse third, Kyle Busch second, and Kyle Larson first. Once again, how many times has a person named Kyle in the Cup Series finished in second in the last few years? Stupid hangnail. Here comes Johnson right behind Stenhouse, looking to come up to third. Ryan Fitzy should be happy. As long as Johnson keeps climbing up. Meanwhile, here's the battle for the first. Jeez, Busch is catching Larson fast. With 10 laps to go. Coming to 10 to go. Come on, Larson, hold him off. I want to see you in the playoffs. Playoffs? I want to see you in the playoffs again. That was my terrible Jim Mora impression. Alright, here comes Johnson for third. Yep, he runs Stenhouse up the track where there's no grip. There's no grip in the turns, so you lose some ground, but you can get a better run going down the straightaway. But it looks like now, as of right now, the advantage is still on the inside. As Johnson easily clears for third. Here comes Amarola looking to get a top 5 around Bowman. Nice strong finish for Amarola if he can get around him. They go past 66, it looks like. No, it wasn't a 66. That was Kennington that they just passed. 7 laps to go. The leaders right next to each other, having to weave through lap traffic. Are we going to have a finish similar to the 1995 or 1999 Goodies 500? Here comes Kyle Busch. He is right there. He powered through that turn. Holy crap. He is all over Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson is not going to give anything up, though, this late. He runs him up the track. Depending, there's still 5 laps to go. Kyle Busch just took the lead. He slid Larson up the track. Depending on how fast Larson is, he might be able to catch him back and do the same thing with a few laps to go. Just wait for Kyle Larson or Kyle Busch to get a little loose, get held up by one of the lapped cars. Kyle Larson still has enough time. If he gets a couple good turns, he can power through up to Kyle Busch. Try to bump him up the track. There's been tons of bump and runs going on today. I love it. Alright, move 23. Alright, good. Get Greg Galding out of the way. Kyle and Kurt right next to each other. Could you imagine if Kurt accidentally took out Kyle right now? Alright, he clears him. Well, Kurt isn't going to let Larson through to challenge his brother for the win. Here comes Larson up on Paul Menard, who's going to let him go by. Looks like Busch is going to be able to hang on unless he makes some sort of mistake or Larson gets an amazing turn. Although he's coming out, he's kind of got a few lapped cars. Here's Bowman in front of him, and he's got Dillon to the outside. Oh, Larson kind of drove it in hard. He kind of was slow out of the turn as a result. Yeah, he lost a bunch of ground. Busch has got it. Oh, what I thought was the last lap was the finish. Oh, so yeah, Busch got it. I mean, yeah, I don't necessarily like the winner, but this was a hell of a race. As much as I and all the other NASCAR fans are to critique the league for all the stupid stuff they've been doing in recent past, I mean, obviously, if it's pouring yesterday, you gotta postpone the race, but today, it's been sprinkling on and off. It's been raining on and off, and they never stopped it once it got going. They ran a few pace laps, but they kept it going through drizzling conditions, so I gotta applaud NASCAR for doing so. Keeping it going and when it was actually sprinkling at times. That was an exciting race, I gotta say. It stinks that it had to happen on a Monday and there was almost no one in the stands to see it. But it was an exciting race nonetheless. Probably top 2 or 3 of this year so far, if not the first. Most exciting. That's a cool Skittles scheme, gotta say. That and the black one. I like that black Skittles paint scheme. once again, I'm not a huge Kyle Busch fan, but credit where credit is due.
Drivers,
He's a hell of a racer, and he's got some cool paint schemes. That was a hell of a burnout, too. If it wasn't for those few incidents early in his career where he'd like nearly killed a couple people, and if it wasn't for him whining if he accidentally gets taken out at times when he, like, has purposefully wrecked people at times, which there's nothing wrong at times as long as you don't mind having their favor returned every once in a while. If it wasn't for those two things, I'd have nothing against him. So like I said, he's a hell of a driver. Obviously, he's, I think, like, up there in, like, top 10 with career wins all time. If not top 5. I think it's like top 10. We're gonna do a couple quick rec laps at Talladega 70s, 80s, and I'm gonna get going. The stream actually went a little quicker than I thought it was. You and your stupid little bow. Just a step above dabbing. We need another Carl Edwards. I missed the backflip. Oh, they're wrecking. They're wrecking. Go low. Go low. Still good. And once again, Kyle Larson, for the zillionth time in his career, finishes second. God, he's like the Dale Jr. of now. How many second place finishes has Dale Jr. had in his career? Crapload for all those complaining about he didn't have like a zillion wins. Also like a crapload of top 5s and stuff. Alright, there's a wreck. There's the wreck. There's the wreck. And let's go low. Go low, go low, go low, go low, go low. Go high, go high, go high, go low. Oh, darn it, we almost, if I didn't lose traction, we almost would have gotten through there. And let's go into the bank. And get stuck in the invisible 20-foot tall catch fence. Darn it. Unless I just slowed way, way, way down, there's no way I was going to get around that. So I was not going to get around up high, because there's a crap load of cars up there. And then by the time, if I went low, I would have hit McMurray. And then going up high right there just made me lose and hit the wall. There's no getting around that.
Drivers,
Oh, I meant to.
start your engines.
You seriously say this was the worst race ever? I don't think you watch much racing if you think so. And I'll be the first to admit, NASCAR has had some pretty lackluster races so far this season. Been a few exciting ones, but a decent amount of lackluster ones as well, but this one was not boring at all. I found this race very exciting. I'm one of the few that was glad it got postponed because of me getting sick over the weekend and my weird inability to sleep the night before yesterday. I was like sleeping during all of the race, and I just woke up to all the highlights and everything going on. So now that I was awake today, I was actually able to watch it. Alright, that was all my fault. Kyle was winning, soiled it. Soiled it. Soiled it. Soiled it. Soiled it. Soiled it. Jesus. I think me and Tropical Cyclone were tied getting to that joke. I think there's a wreck on the backstretch too, so I'm gonna follow the leaders. Yep, here we go. I knew there was. They looked a little too spread out for there not to have been a wreck on the backstretch. That reminds me of the 2005 ARCA big one. Yes, I know it was different tracks. Landon Castle upside down. Up into the fence. Ty Dillon just got absolutely demolished by the cars coming through, and he's going to get hit again by Ryan Newman. Into Bush. He's going to... Oh, I thought he was going to get hit by Jones right there. And then fast forward up here. Oh yeah, I already hit them all. Jeez. Look at that. Still shot right there.
Kyle Busch is now the winningest active driver in Bristol history in the Cup Series.
Look at Kurt Busch barely getting through that. Speaking of Kyle Busch, he goes upside down in the game. Up on top of Austin Dillon. Kyle Larson's upside down, so the two people that are fighting for the lead in the race just now are flipping. Kyle Larson kind of reminiscent of his 2013 Daytona accident, almost getting into the fence. Minus the flipping that he didn't do in 2013. I don't see Blaney. Blaney. We'll do one more backwards big one after this, and I shall get going. Jeez, he got sent upside down by Bowman. Yes, of course, the SpongeBob joke.
Drivers.
Sebastian, Mitchell Collins, Ian Griffith, Cars 5 Fan Racing, or Cars Fan 5 Racing, excuse me. Alrighty. Last one before I get going. I am hungry. I'm gonna get them going on the back stretch, so they're not all wrecked by the time I get to them. They're still hopefully all bunched together through the first two turns.
You've been disqualified for reckless driving. Green flag, green flag. Green, green, green.
Alrighty. Here we go. Should be good timing right here. Ty Dillon in the wrong place in the wrong time once again. Are all my tires gone? My front two are. I might have missed the first couple cars in the outer rows. I definitely got the middle, whoever that was. I think it was Harvick. Yeah. Yeah, I think I might have missed Dillon and Blaney. Maybe Logano, but I think I probably got everyone else. Let's go super slow-mo, as slow as we can go from the helicopter view. This would be like a work of art right here. Yeah, Logano got through, Busch got hit, Kozlowski gets hit. Yeah, it was basically the two Penske cars and then Dillon are the only three that got away like unscathed, it looks like. Freaking Truex up on top of Jones.
It is snowing in Bristol because they parked the cars. The vortex theory works. Kyle Busch wins.
I want to see how long we can go in slowest possible speed. Meanwhile, looks like Kurt Busch is about to flip over. Truex Jr. is going side over side, end over end. It looks like Harvick just got into the grass sideways, upside down, is about to flip a zillion times. There we go, yep. So I go up the banking. Almost. Truex is still flipping too. Alright, you gotta see this from a TV shot. Alrighty guys, that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. And if you enjoyed, please hit the like button and subscribe. For those of you interested, be sure to go check out my Twitch page. I stream there as well whenever I go live. Link is down below in the description. I'm also on Twitter and Facebook if you're interested in following me on social media. Last but not least, if you want to help support this channel and get some rewards in return, please go check out my Patreon page. Thank you so much to Ryan Fitzy, Tommy Joyce, and Jay Barker for your support on there. I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. That is it. Let me know your suggestions for future videos down in the comments below. I almost finished with my plugs a little too quickly. This wreck isn't quite done yet. They're still wrecking. So yeah, that was all but 3 cars in that one. Alrighty, thanks so much for watching, guys. Hope to catch you next time. Until then, hope you have a good rest of your day. Peace.